Alrighty, it is the day after Christmas. I'm sitting in my car. It is super cloudy and chilly out. It was raining and also actually snowing up in the mountains here in California. I just wanted to share a little bit about 2019 since we're heading in the direction of the new year, which will be 2020. It's been quite the ass kicker. I've got a lot of whoopings this year, but in a lot of good ways. I've ran my own business for 8 years. I've had a brick and mortar gym. I've been in the fitness industry for 14 years now as a trainer. I started out in a commercial gym at a 24-hour fitness, and then I toured around LA doing in-home training, and then finally landed at the Palazzo, which was a luxury residency, and I started a personal training program there for one-on-one and also for group classes, and that's what opened me up to understanding that I could just do this on my own, and I might as well just open up my own gym, which I did. The problem with that is running it for 8 years by myself and not understanding how to profit enough to where I could actually scale up. That was where I hit a ceiling. So I hit the ceiling. I wasn't able to make more, and then towards the last 2 years I started seeing a decrease in profit, which then also led to me not being able to pay for my taxes at the end of the year, because I did yearly taxes. Looking back now, I would rather do that every couple months for sure. So moving forward, whenever I get back into running my own business, I will be paying taxes, I guess you would call it quarterly. So as you can see, I was able to create a business, or as you can hear me trying to express right now, I was able to create a business, and I learned there's a big difference between creating a business and running a business, and then also scaling a business. And for me, I want to now, moving forward into 2020, start to really understand business on a deeper levels. I know there are certain pillars that need to be in place for that to be possible, and I've let go of personal training 100%. I'm not interested in doing that at all with people right now. Maybe in the future. I really maxed that craft out. I feel really confident and competent in regards to working with people on a one-on-one or a group level, but I also got to take care of myself. So by owning the business, I was taking care of people all the time. I was grooming and mentoring new coaches, taking care of them, and I kind of lost myself in the act of service, and I figured service alone would be able to generate and create the kind of business that could help me to have the kind of impact that I wanted, and that's not what happened. So that's why I want to understand all the numbers behind business, which I started to tap into this last year, which helped me make the decision of I'm going to close my gym down, because when I started to really look at the numbers and gain that level of clarity, I was able to see I don't want to continue going in this direction. I'm going to close it and then start all over, and also consider some new approaches and new ways in which I can help people in terms of their health and fitness, which I'm going to keep doing. So I closed down the business, and I didn't have any jobs lined up or anything. I just knew I needed to end it and get all of my gear and stuff out of my gym and start to just sell it. And for me, that was really important, because I do want to start from a clean slate and do everything differently. Will there be some carryover in some aspects of helping people in business? Of course, but I really want to start fresh. So that's why I got rid of all of the equipment and didn't, have another job in place. When I closed it down, I had a little bit of savings that could help me, but I also had a little bit of debt, which I still have hanging over my head. I just don't let that control my life. I am making payments to pay that off, which I got no problem. I understand I'll definitely be able to do that. So what did I do? I don't have a job, so I went and traveled for a month, went on a road trip with my girlfriend, and looked at some possible places for me to live in the future, because I want to make my way out of Los Angeles, and I want to get back to nature and the woods. So we went on a road trip to Utah and then into Colorado, where I grew up. And that was just for me to do for myself because I hadn't really taken care of myself on certain levels, and that was one way I was able to do that. I just felt like that was the right thing to do, and it helped me gain perspective and reflect. Then I came back and I signed up for English 101. I dropped out of high school, so I didn't even have a diploma, but they did let me in, and I did a semester of English 101 and found out how hardcore learning how to write essays is for me. Maybe some people find that really easy, or maybe they learn that from a really young age. I happen to really struggle with writing, but I'm fascinated by it because I love critical thinking, and I love being able to organize my thoughts and communicating, which I want to improve all of those, just like I want to improve upon business. So critical thinking, organization, and then also taking the information that I research and being able to present it to people in a helpful manner is super key for me. And so doing that semester, it was challenging trying to get a job and go to school. Even though it was like one class, I had a lot of reading to do on my spare time or for homework. I had a lot of assignments, writing multiple essays that I had to do, and then I had to prepare for my midterm, and then also prepare for my final essay exam. So it took up a lot of my time, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just get an odds and ends job doing, say, catering. But every time I did that, it just kind of felt like I was stuck because the catering positions that I was, open to doing were so sporadic. It wouldn't really let me have a schedule in order to take care of what I already signed up for, which was passing my English 101 class. So I just kind of let go of it. I acquired a little bit more debt because by that time, after my month of taking a road trip, I did run out of money. So I acquired more debt on top of the IRS debt, which is, like I said, I'm all good with that. Thank God I had a couple people that would help me out in that way to carry me through to now, which is I found 2 part-time jobs. One is not within the field of health and fitness at all. Has nothing to do with it, which is why I figured it would be a good idea for me, because I'm giving myself at least a year to 2 years to really rebuild and gain a new foundation to build something bigger than I was able to do on my own without help, which is also going to include other means of education, mentorship, and experience in terms of business. So I found a job through a friend of mine who was actually used to be a client of mine as well, and really good person, and runs a dog boarding facility, but also it does like day play as well. And it's not for your typical dogs, it's actually for highly aggressive dogs, where those dogs, if people wanted to drop them off at different dog daycare places around LA, they wouldn't be accepted because of their levels of aggression. So a lot of these dogs are coming from a lot of trauma. They're rescue dogs. There's all kinds of breeds and different mixed breeds. And the person that I'm working for, my friend, is very talented in regards to helping aggressive dogs and working with them, and has an approach that is far, from my perspective, far superior to any other dog training I've seen. Because before getting into training humans, I was actually training dogs when I was younger, in my teens, and I love doing it. So that's what got me to be really open to this idea. And I also wanted to help this person out if they needed somebody for part-time work, just because I felt like it would be a great match. And also I'm interested in the behavior of dogs because I think it mirrors us humans in a very specific way, if you look at the nuances and the details in terms of behavior. So his spin on everything, and having gone through all the different modalities of dog training, he's arrived at this approach, which I find phenomenal. And I really see a lot of change taking place on a daily basis. And I'm working for them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm working 7 days a week now. Monday through Thursday, I'm working on sales. And the reason I want to work on sales is I want to improve that skill. because I really improved upon my skill set in terms of personal training with the various modalities that I learned through the years, and I helped a lot of coaches and trainers as well learn these other modalities. But that craft alone didn't allow me to generate the kind of business that I wanted to. And so I've just been looking at, by being honest with myself, different aspects to business that I didn't acquire the level of skill that I believe possible for myself, and the level of skill in which that I need to acquire to build the kind of business that I'd like to build in the future. So I know the skill of sales definitely lacked. Like, I never had any professional training in regards to sales other than when I worked for a year and a half at 24 Hour Fitness. They did have a lot of emphasis on it, but most of the sales even there was just very intuitive. It was just coming from a place of helping and a place of service and letting people know what I could do for them, and the level of conviction and belief that I had behind the words that I shared with people got them to sign up, and then I was able to fulfill what I said I would with them, which then started getting results, and those results led to referrals and a reputation, which kept people showing up and new people coming in, which helped my personal training career continue. And then I left that commercial facility in regards to training, and again I just carried on doing my own thing, which just came from a deep belief in the personal training skill that I was becoming educated on, and the experience of years in the trenches working with all kinds of different folks, mostly in general population, but here and there a couple athletes and a couple actors along the way, which needed to take things to a whole nother level. But a lot of what I helped people with was general strength, weight loss, and just feeling better. And a way that I found that really helped people feel better was doing a lot of research and study in regards to joint mobility, because that really facilitated longevity. So that craft, going as deep as I could for 14 years into that, didn't propel me into a scalable business. And that's why I want to study sales, and that's what I'm going to be sharing a lot about right now, is the skill of sales, and how basic I'm trimming everything back and where I'm starting from. Like, I'm just open to starting as a complete beginner. I still find that I have the conviction, and I do believe sales is all about helping people and really helping them make decisions for themselves that will really allow them to improve upon these aspects that they're seeking help for. So I'm definitely coming from that place, but I know I have some preconceived ideas that definitely are blocking my ability to be better in sales. So that's why I'm looking into that, which is examining my mindset behind selling and asking people for money, because it's easy for me to come from this place of like, I don't want people to spend money that they don't have, and but the reality is, like, for me to improve upon any aspect of my life, I've had to seek others who know what I don't know, who have experience with what I don't have experience with. And a lot of times, in order to do that, I've had to exchange money for service in order to learn and acquire these new skills to improve myself. So at the end of the day, I'm really just helping people make a decision, which there might be an exchange of money, but that exchange of money is going to get them the services or the products that they need to go further in their personal development or further in their life. So this shift of mindset is what I'm really staying aware of right now, and I have to go there on a daily basis when I'm making cold calls, or when leads come in, I'm calling leads back, or when I'm doing face-to-face, is I have to continually remind myself that I'm not really selling people on somebody, I'm offering them an opportunity. And when I come from the place of these people are actually coming to me for help, they're seeking me out for help, and I'm showing them what we have to offer, and then they get to make a decision if that offer has enough value for them to move forward and say, yes, I'm willing to give this amount of money for this exchange in service. So me doing sales Monday through Thursday on a daily basis all throughout the day, is a great opportunity. I'm able to see all my anxieties and all my fears that I have when I'm just calling people up on the phone or when people come in. So there's a lot of learning taking place, but that's why I've decided to go all in on sales and then have this part-time gig, which will pay the bills, and also I get to work with dogs because I love them, and especially aggressive ones, and to see those changes. That's why I decided to do that Friday through Sunday. So yeah, it's 7 days a week, but this is what I need to do to pay off my debts, get out of my hole, and what is going to allow me to save up to then reinvest in myself again in terms of business. I've already figured out what services that I'm going to be purchasing and what mentorship I'm going to be paying for in the future in terms of lead generation and sales, marketing and advertising, fulfillment and retention and ascension. So there's these pillars in terms of business that I'm after. I definitely am going all out on learning them. I'm just having to accept at the same time that this is where I'm at, and the only way that I'm going to get out of where I'm at is to be here completely. So there's a lot of humility, which is opening me up to being teachable, and then I'm just having to pray for a lot of willingness to do these things which I wish I would have already acquired in the past. But the reason I didn't is I wasn't at a place to be open to see the importance of, say, sales or, say, advertising and marketing. So right now I'm moving in the direction of dedicating most of my time to sales, marketing, and advertising. But first, I really want to become as efficient as possible in regards to selling. I will be selling still in the health and fitness realm because I love seeing people transform and change on that level. When someone comes in and they've been living super unhealthy, and let's say they've become really overweight or obese and their health is starting to decline, and when they start tapping into these healthy habits, to see that level of change to me is phenomenal, because as they become better, they're able to then go help more people and help on a deeper level, and they're going to be around for probably a lot longer time, which means they're going to be able to be on this planet and be of service for a longer period of time if they prioritize their health. So this is why I'm making a video. I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm experiencing after coming out of owning my own gym for 8 years, and I wanted to just be open and honest and admit, like, yo, I had a lot of successes. I helped thousands of people. I enjoyed mentoring coaches. We changed the whole community where my business was. I mean, we really added to that street and that whole area just by being there and offering the gift of health and offering the gift of fitness and self-improvement. So we succeeded on many levels, but in terms of business, to go further, that ceiling, I couldn't break through it. So I had to let go and open myself up to seeing what were some of the mistakes that I've made, what were my shortcomings, what things I could have done better. So a lot of self-reflection right now and a lot of honesty is helping open me up to seeing what I need to do moving forward in order to do what I haven't been able to do so far. So there's going to be a lot more videos that I'll be making in regards to sales, and then eventually making ads and generating ads in order to generate leads. So I'm just taking this one step at a time, and also I'll continue to be investigating how to become a better writer and how to become better at doing research and organizing those ideas that I come to or conclusions that I come to present them to others in a way that is super beneficial. So I hope this is helpful, and the videos that I'm going to be making in the future, the only reason I'm making them is to share in a way where I can be as honest as possible online and help people that identify with some of the things that I'm going through, because I'm doing a majority of these things in order to address my insecurities and my fears. Like, that's actually what got me into personal training, and that's what's getting me to explore these other facets of business, because I have insecurities and I have fears behind certain elements of business which block me from growing personally and financially. So I want to face them. I'm 37 years old and it's time. I'm sure I'm going to go through more phases. Obviously I will. Like, that's what life is all about. At least that's what it's been for me. But the phase that I'm in right now, these are the things I'm looking at, investigating, and wanting to become more efficient at. So I've probably repeated myself a lot of times, but I'm just trying to convey, like, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm going through, and these are the areas of my life that I want to address, or the areas within myself that I'd like to see grow, because I believe in a life of fulfillment and purpose and meaning, and addressing my insecurities, and having goals and having an aim really brings a lot of purpose into my life and makes it worth it. So stay tuned for the next video, where I'll probably be sharing some of the sales information that I'm studying and applying. And if you're into sales, I hope it's beneficial to you, or if you want to just share some insights or some things that you have found helpful in your life, if you're in sales or you're running your own business or you're just getting into it. I would like to have this channel be a place where people can share information as ego-free as possible, and just have it be a place where people can learn what they want to learn and grow in the ways that they want to grow and become who they want to become. So until next time, have a beautiful holiday season. We just went through Christmas, and we're leading into the new year of 2020. So God bless, and happy early new year.